U.S. Navy destroyer USS Ralph Johnson, DDG-114, has challenged China with another transit. Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer USS Ralph Johnson, along with Royal Canadian Navy Halifax-class frigate HMCS Ottawa, FFH 341, sailed through the Taiwan Strait. The U.S. Navy's 7th Fleet said the guided missile destroyer USS Ralph Johnson and Canada's HMCS Ottawa conducted a routine transit through waters where high seas freedoms of navigation and overflight apply in accordance with international law. It added, the ships transited through a corridor in the strait that's beyond the territorial sea of any coastal state. Ralph Johnson and Ottawa's bilateral transit through the Taiwan Strait demonstrates the commitment of the United States and our allies and partners to a free and open Indo-Pacific. Cooperation like this represents the centerpiece of our approach to a secure and prosperous region where aircraft and ships of all nations may fly, sail, and operate anywhere international law allows. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes how USS Ralph Johnson snubbed China by sailing through the Taiwan Strait. Let's get started. Before we proceed, a word on NordVPN, which is one of the most trusted VPN brands worldwide that has a no-log policy validated by Deloitte, an industry-leading Big Four auditing firm. NordVPN provides an encrypted tunnel that protects your privacy by preventing external entry to your internet traffic, as well as enabling you to access content that's blocked based on geolocation. Best of all, with one NordVPN account, you can secure up to 6 devices at the same time. Get an exclusive NordVPN deal with massive savings by going to nordvpn.com/defense or clicking the link in the description. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. China claims almost 90% of the South China Sea through its so-called 9-dash line map. It says that it has indisputable sovereignty over the sea. The wide-reaching demarcation was rejected by an arbitral tribunal at The Hague in July 2016. It's important to note that several countries, which include Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan, have disputed Chinese assertions and have overlapping claims of their own. Countries like the US, Japan, India, and Australia have no claims but want freedom of navigation. The route is significant, as about $5 trillion in trade through shipping passes each year. The sea also has alleged 11 billion barrels of untapped oil and 190 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. China has tried imposing a unilateral decision as per which all ships and aircraft navigating in the area need to identify itself to the Chinese military. The Chinese Navy has heckled vessels of smaller nations like Vietnam several times in the last couple of years. It has militarized several islands in the area and has even deployed advanced missile systems like YJ-12 anti-ship missile as well as HQ-9 surface-to-air missile. USS Ralph Johnson, DDG-114, is an Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer of the U.S. Navy. Arleigh Burke-class warships were designed as multi-mission destroyers capable of anti-aircraft warfare, AAW, anti-submarine warfare, ASW, and anti-surface warfare, ASUW. Ralph Johnson is an impressive warship, having an overall length of 509 feet, that's 155 meters, and displacement of about 9,200 tons. It's capable of a maximum speed of 30-plus knots, that's 55-plus kilometers per hour, and a range of 4,400 nautical miles, or 8,100 kilometers. USS Ralph Johnson is equipped with Aegis ballistic missile defense system, which enables detect, track, and engage short to intermediate range ballistic missiles. The warship is armed with a lethal array of sophisticated weaponry. It has, in total, 96-cell Mark 41 vertical launch system (VLS), divided into two blocks of 32 and 64 cells. These can be configured with a combination of different weapons based on the mission, which includes BGM-109 Tomahawk cruise missile for land attack, Standard Missile 2 and Standard Missile 3 (SM-3) for Aegis missile defense, Standard Missile 6 (SM-6) for anti-ship and ballistic missile defense, RIM-162 Evolved Sea Sparrow missiles (ESSM) for short-range to medium-range air defense. The warship also has two Mark 141 Harpoon missile launchers for anti-ship role, two Mark 32 triple torpedo tubes are present, launching Mark 46 or Mark 50 torpedoes. Two MH-60R Seahawk Lamps 3 helicopters are also present for anti-submarine warfare. Other than these, it's equipped with a long-range 5-inch naval gun. There are multiple short-range weapon systems, which include Phalanx CIWS and M242 Bushmaster cannon. The U.S. Navy's 7th Fleet Commander has recently said that China's aggressive behavior in the South China Sea, including the use of water cannons by its Coast Guard against a Philippine vessel, must be challenged and checked. Vice Admiral Carl Thomas assured the Philippines of U.S. backing in the face of shared challenges in the region, saying, "My forces are out here for a reason." Thomas told Reuters, "You have to challenge people, I would say operating in a gray zone. When they're taking a little bit more and pushing you, you've got to push back. You have to sail and operate." The 7th Fleet, of which USS Ralph Johnson is a part of, is the largest of the U.S. Navy's forward-deployed fleets. The 7th Fleet, headquartered in Japan, operates as many as 70 ships, has around 150 aircraft, and more than 27,000 sailors. USS Ralph Johnson, being a multi-mission destroyer, can take on Chinese military aircraft as well as surface combatants. It is heavily armed, and provoking it in any way will lead to strong retaliation. It's not the first time the U.S. Navy is sending warships in the region, and it will not be the last. What is more interesting is that more countries like Britain and France are increasingly collaborating with the U.S. in this regard. China's been using strong-arm tactics to threaten its smaller neighbors time and again, which include patrols by warships and aircraft close to their borders. But it's not going to work when it comes to the U.S., and this transit is another snub to China's claims.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.